Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Last time, we completed the Winter Horns world, but unfortunately, our old pal Elfilin had been kidnapped by the Beast Pack. And now, it's our job to go rescue him. First up on our list, we have access to upgrading the Volcano Fire ability, the Chain Bomb ability, and the Ice ability. I won't upgrade all three of these, but I'm definitely going to focus on upgrading two of these. First up on the list is Ice ability. Frosty Ice Blueprint. 2.5 power and 2 rapid fire. Look at that adorable headpiece. It's so cute. Frosty Ice is a factual upgrade to the regular Ice ability. Not only does it have more base power than the regular Ice ability and more rapid fire, but if you hold your fire in place, you create these Mr. Frosty Snowmen that you can hit to create your own projectiles. You don't need to freeze enemies to create your own projectiles. Also, the Mr. Frosty Snowmen not only collide with one another to kind of make a ricochet effect, but they also leave a trail of ice spikes behind them, dealing damage to enemies that you may have missed on your attack. It's very useful, very creative. I really like the way that they upgraded the ice ability from its normal abilities, and yeah. And we also get a really adorable, like, hand-knitted hat for Kirby here. This is definitely something that if Kirby had any sort of like relatives, this would be something he gets for the holidays, you know? Next up on our list is Dragon Fire. 3.5 power, 2.5 rapid fire. It's just an factual increase from Volcano Fire. Let's grab it. And look at that. Kirby's got like these dragon talons gripping onto his head, and these actually like really cool looking wings on like little Meta Knight's wings right here. And he's got this like singeing fire on his head, dude. It's so amazing. Whenever you jump and attack with your fireball, it creates wings. It's really cool. And a trail effect that's like super purple. The damage over time ability from the fire is increased to its maximum with Dragon Fire. Kirby's fire damage normally is also increased exponentially. It's really strong now. This right here is the best boss killing copy ability that we have in the game so far, and that we will have for a long time. If you're having any issue dealing with any of the bosses in this game, this copy ability right here should be your go-to. Almost forgot. The Frosty Ice description reads, Frosty Ice gives you chilling powers, and a really cute hat, blowing out freezing blasts of air and create a line of snowmen. Aw, they all have Frosty's face. He must be so proud. Dragonfire's copy ability description reads, become a legendary monster with the power of a dragon. Spew fire like a flamethrower. Jump, attack, and glide through the sky. You can do all sorts of dragon-y stuff. Upgrading our copy abilities wasn't everything we were going to do in order to prepare for our rescue operation for Elfilin, but we're also going to grab this life up to see what it does. Obviously, it doubles your HP, but, you know, the extra health might not be a bad idea. But there we go. Life up. With our preparations made, we have now arrived at the Originull Wastelands. First up on our list is the stage, The Wastes Where Life Began. Let's get started. Don't want to keep Elfilin waiting. Now that we're kind of, you know, it's more of a central point of the plot now, I want to talk a little bit about Elfilin. Kirby side characters, especially in modern Kirby games, have a bit of a stigma of being not everyone's favorite characters. They usually have some, they're usually not very nice people, or they're just very weird and not very interesting characters. Elfilin, honestly, I'll be frank, didn't really leave a very good impression on me the first time I saw Elfilin in certain trailers for this game and the marketing for the game. I just thought it was going to be another fairly random, pointless Kirby side character that would just kind of be there in the background and not really have much to do in the story or have any major role to play. Now, while we haven't really seen much of Elfilin in terms of his importance to the story, I do agree with a lot of people who really liked Elfilin during the marketing phase of the game, in the fact that Elfilin didn't really need to be important right off the get-go like a lot of these other characters were. Elfilin was just a victim of the Beast Pack's attacks, and is brave enough to want to help out Kirby with whatever he decides to do in any way he can. Elfilin is not in charge of the primary gimmick of the game, which is the mouthful mode abilities. And Elfilin doesn't really have a central, role or rhyme or reason to be with Kirby in the first place. He's just there to be a supportive friend and an ally. And honestly, I think that is probably the best role they could have given him. Now, obviously, there is something about him that Beast Pack want, or else they really wouldn't be focusing hard to get him, but as he is now, I enjoyed that he just seemed like another companion to Kirby, similar to Bandana Waddle Dee. Someone who just is Kirby's friend and is along for the ride, whether that means that he has to face danger or not. Really, this is just all to say that I by this point in my first playthrough, I kind of didn't really care that much for Elfilin, but upon thinking it through and playing through the original Wasteland, I really came to the conclusion that I really did want to save Elfilin, and for good reason. The Kirby games in general really don't have a lot of storytelling told to you outright, and this game's no different. There's a lot of lore within the subtext, but one thing that was definitely clear to me, and that was the friendship and camaraderie that Kirby and Elfilin shared, regardless of who was actually doing the fighting and who was not. So, with all that to say, I am absolutely ready and prepared to fight my way to the top to get Elfilin back. With that rant out of the way, we've done quite a bit here. So we haven't found any Waddle Dees just yet, but we defeated a lost Squishy back there in the back left side of the stage, and we've got to find a way to spin these fans somehow. Let's see if there is any form of... Oh, hello. There we are. There's this right here. The Ringmouth Kirby. Now we can blow away these gusts of dirt, these sand dunes. There's a treasure chest right there. Grab that. Right, there's our third little green diamond right there. Let's shoot up these windmills. Okay, so now those are there. That gives us our fourth crystal. Grab that. Okay. So I'm turning the camera to give myself a bit of a better view. You can't really do this in most stages. It doesn't really help all that much, but in this stage, which is a bit more open-ended than most, you're able to really have full control of the camera. Looks like we can kind of jump up here and put the ring mouth here and fight a mini-boss with a mouthful mode. It does a lot of damage, and really, you can just kind of hang back and deal damage to Flurnia with the Gusts of Wind. It's not very hard, and it gives us another secret mission. We also gained our 5th green crystal shard there, and that unlocks a hidden Waddle Dee. Oh, we also got something down there that I'll check out here in a second. There's our Waddle Dee. Alright, so what's over here? There's a treasure chest with a blueprint in it. The Crystal Needle Blueprint. The final evolution of the Needle copyability line. So we'll make sure to check that out in a bit. Okay, so we've got Tornado now. If you're using a mouthful mode, the copyability, like acquiring animation with the sound effect, doesn't play. Which, you know, if you're a speedrunner, I guess it helps out. Otherwise, I don't really see the point of it. Let's check out and see if there's anything important over here. These are very unstable towers that, just to show off, because I think it's really funny, you can block them. No damage taken. It's just that easy. But there's one more target right there that I've been hitting. So I'm going to go grab Ranger again real quick. I'll see you back at that target. Okay, so let's shoot this target down. That was terrible aim, Kirby. There we go. That gives us a capsule and a completed side mission. I'm gonna go grab that tornado again. I'll see you at the Warp Star. Alright, moving on from that first area, we move on to the next. Let's see here. Okay, so these Awoofies are a bit different from the regular ones. Those are primal Awoofies. They're basically a bit more aggressive and have a teeny bit more HP than a regular Awoofie, but otherwise they act fairly the same. So we're just going to take down these enemies very carefully and take heed not to get hit by these pillars, but if we feel like we're in danger, you can always just simply guard and you'll be fine. Now, you can't guard when you have Ringmouth Kirby, unfortunately, but we'll make it work. So let's jump up here, grab this treasure chest. Also, I completely forgot to use this. Just check out this life up. As you can see on the top left, we just get an extra little lighter pink bar, dictating that's kind of like our extra health. And we knock that over, and it breaks open this little piece of ground here that gives us our next hidden Waddle Dee. Only one more to go for that. Okay, run past this. Just keep running. We got a Glunk up there minding his own business that I'm definitely going to massacre here in a few seconds. First things first, gotta terraform the ground here a bit and enter this hidden door. Okay, looks like this is gonna be kind of like a fun run right here. Just keep running forward and you will be fine. Grab this capsule. Thankfully, it kind of stops everything in its... Oh, never mind. Me and my big mouth. Kind of stops everything in its tracks usually, but... oh well. Ow. I think the idea there was for you to destroy that pile of dirt, jump onto the next platform, and wait for an opening before getting the Waddle Dee, but I kind of just stood there and took the hit. Okay, moving on. Time to be the man of my word and take down that Glunk. And next Glunk. I love saying their names, but they must die. These guys right here, I believe, are called Pactos, and these are Snackers. They have a couple of S's in their names. But, we have quite a few enemies here. I haven't really given them much time in the limelight, but, that's okay. We've got this nice resorts here in front of us. Which, something about that is very... okay, well, this is very obvious with Original Wasteland. But every other world so far has done it too. But this world in particular is very smart about transitioning from stage to stage. We started in this open wasteland, and guess what the next stage is going to be taking place in? We'll find out after we look at these capsules. First up is Volcano Fire. We've already seen this one. Next up is Gordo. No description. Next up is Elfilin himself. A mystical new friend you met in a mysterious new world. You found Elfilin as he was trying to save the Waddle Dees from the Beast Pack. He seems happy to be Kirby's guide, sharing helpful advice to save Waddle Dees and rebuild their town. Thanks, Elfilin. Next up is Lost Ducklings. No description. And we've got Bolted Storage Mouth Kirby. Kirby gained the mysterious mouthful mode ability after he flew through that vortex. Now he can stuff an entire set of lockers into his mouth. This one won't budge. Wiggle, 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 and whoa! He just took a whole clunk of that wall down. Use this to find hidden roots you didn't know about. Nice. Alright, so next up, searching the Oasis. We've got 11 Waddle Dees to save here, and as I was saying earlier, we went from being inside that open dunes to now right where we left off inside of this Oasis. That, well, despite it being an oasis, doesn't seem to be very full of water of any sort. But there's Cutter here. We haven't used Cutter in a bit, so let's use Chakram Cutter for a bit. I know I've gone on record in saying that this is not my favorite copy ability, but we'll work it out. Right. So let's see if we can find the actual oasis that this stage says that it has. So we're going to use the charge mechanic of the Cutter in order to stop his big Kabu from overwhelming us. Oh, he just... Sly Dog. He jumped over my Cutter. We've got this Snacker right here, who have a lot of health. Just kind of guarding this capsule right here. Not bad, not bad. Okay, well, we actually do have some water here for once. Which, I mean, I guess it isn't, you know, truly false advertising. It actually is an oasis of some kind. We got another Snacker kind of guarding another entrance right here. Now we can cut down the foliage right here with our cutters. Dodge the Gordo. And we've got ourselves our first hidden Waddle Dee of 5. Oh dear. And we've got some food and a knack nut. What's up? And some money. Alright, there we go. And a watermelon. I'll always take those. But I think it is finally time to show off the final and honestly one of the most interesting and exciting copy abilities Kirby has to offer. That, my friends, is sleep. Kirby gets very tired and drowsy before finally falling asleep on the ground. You cannot do anything to wake him up. He is asleep for a certain amount of time. Once you've done that, the ability goes away. Oh, sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. It's very cute. I like the design of the ability, but holy crap, why is it in the game? Why is it such a long-standing Kirby copy ability? Oh, God. I do not know the answer to that question. I honestly don't know. I don't want to know the answer to that question. It's fun, it's funny, it's completely pointless, but, you know, who cares, really? This guy, right here, this is, if I remember correctly, is a Poison Crocum. They spit out blobs of poison, and we can't hurt them traditionally, so we kind of just have to let this guy go by. And these guys right here, these are Totengas. They're giant totem poles with Actually, I wouldn't even classify these really as totem poles, but they are spiked vines of like cacti that have eyes on them, which is definitely nightmare fuel. That kind of just roll around and try to block you off and deal damage to you, and they're very annoying, and I do not like them. They're not hard to deal with, though, thankfully, so you just kind of want to hit them from range. And there's an opening in this fence right here that leads to a blueprint. The Buzzsaw Cutter blueprint. The final evolution of the Cutter copyability line, which we've been seeing a lot of lately, actually. We've seen two final evolution blueprints this episode. And, oh, okay, that's not how I'm supposed to do that. And we've actually already fully upgraded a copyability. Okay, so I've got to figure out a way to get around that. I'm going to jump up this ladder. And that's how I do it. Okay, so I'm going to float across to this Waddle Dee, if the game permits me. Thank you. Grab that. Haven't lost one just yet. Jump across to this platform. Okay. Let's eat this guy. We haven't seen Bomb in a hot minute. And Bomb does pretty well against Tortangas. Because they kind of just roll into it. Open up this dome mouth. And drop down this ladder. Into a pool of water. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, we've got another mouthful node. The pipe mouth. Hit these crumbling walls, and we gotta jump over these Tortangas. Or just ram right into them, that works too. I'm gonna collect as much coinage as I can. Ram these guys, then jump at the right time to break the wall. Almost didn't make that one. Get some corn on a cacti. Is that a alternate version of corn on the cob, or is it corn on the cob on a cacti? I wonder if someone's ever tried that. Corn on the cob on a cacti. Huh. Maybe I'll be first. Who knows? I'll tell you guys if it tastes good or not. Okay, so we've access to the drill copy ability, which I think I'll go ahead and take as well. We haven't really seen Pencil Drill too much in action outside of its treasure road, so I think it's decent time to show it off now. Besides, we've got some. Oh, okay. we've got some holes that we can dig under. Obviously, if you walk onto the poison, it hurts you. You can't dig under the poison either. Apparently, the poison kind of seeped into the sand itself, so we can't dig under that. So let's move around him and get ourselves a water balloon Kirby. Water apparently beats poison. I don't think Pokemon taught me that's how it works, but you know, I won't question. I honestly prefer Kirby logic over Pokemon logic, so I'll take what I can get. Let's dig under here, touch this button, which will give us an out if we ever need it, and into this room we go. Okay, this one is a timed event where we need to dig and find these crystal shards in the time frame. We can't, once these little platforms go to the left side of the screen there, they're gone, you have to reset the room. Obviously, we can't dig on this solid plating right here on the ground, so we can only dig inside of the ground, inside of the sand. So fighting back against these enemies is a little difficult, but we can make it work. One last little piece of sand right here that gives us our crystal shard. This is our good old Waddle Dee. We're just going to grab right now. Diligent digging in the secret room. Right. That's number 4. Back by the water balloons segment. We go up this ladder, and let's take an immediate left. We're greeted by a fence that we can dig under, jump up this ladder, touch these coins, and this button. That raises the water balloon mouth so that we can use it up here. That's exactly what I plan on doing. Potengas also are taken down by water, which seems, again, a little counterintuitive, but, you know, I do not question Kirby logic anymore. I've decided to abandon that ideal. Okay, get this capsule, and then we just kind of run down this poison Crocum. Taking down 2 poison Crocums nets us a hidden mission success, and also gets us our final hidden Waddle Dee here. I think with that, that's everything in this stage. And also, there's the exit. Grab that last watermelon and get our reward. First capsule is Pothead, no description. Second one is Lantern Switch, no description. Third one is Captured Roulette, no description. And third stage up is the Alival Mall, Staffside. And all Waddle Dees saved once again. You know them, you love them. Treasure Roads. They're back. Because, of course, can't go one world without them. There we go. So, we have entered into the Originull Wastelands, and we've begun exploring various sections of this world. Next time on Kirby and the Forgotten Land, we'll be checking out the Treasure Roads, and we'll be paying another visit to Alival Mall, apparently. Just a bit more underground, looks like. But with that, and with the hopes that we'll see Elfilin here soon, I'll see you guys soon.